Hi everyone, welcome to Hands-on Art History. This week we're going to talk about Russian Impressionism. For the first quarter we've been talking about the Impressionist art movement, which as we saw in the beginning of September started in France, in a city called Paris. What was one of the reasons we decided it started there? Because of the economy. Paris was a very wealthy city. It had a lot of trade. There was the Seine, which is a large river giving access to Paris, and also England was located over here, so there was a lot of trade with France, so they had money to fuel new art. The art wasn't very popular in the beginning. People thought the Impressionists were horrible and a travesty and ruining the beautiful art of France, but as people came to look at it and become more familiar with it, they liked it. And toward the end of the movement, I guess in the late 1890s, people did start to take a chance on it as a different kind of art. After we talked about art in France, we turned our attention westward, because on the map we have north, south, east, and west. We turned our attention westward and we looked to the USA, and we talked about two American Impressionist painters, Mary Cassatt, who came from Pennsylvania, and Childe Hassam, who came from Massachusetts. And those two people were very much influenced by the Impressionists in Paris, such as Degas and Monet, Renoir, and all the famous guys. For the next 2 weeks, we're going to focus on Russian Impressionism, which is very different from the Impressionism of Paris, where the people wanted to get away from the dark canvases of, painting inside a studio that's very formal and very controlled. And they wanted to do something light and fluffy and filled with light and air and the outdoors so that people could almost imagine themselves outside. That's what happened in France, and that's what happened in the United States. We noticed in the paintings of Childe Hassam, the American painter, the Flag series, the flags seemed to be ruffling in the wind. We could almost hear the band music because there was so much energy in American Impressionism. Now we're going to go back to France, but look eastward to the large area of the Russian Empire. Today, it's been cut into little tiny separate countries, and Russia's one of them. There are a couple of other little ones in here, but we're going to focus on Russia, and specifically the city of Moscow, which, as you can see, is pretty close to Europe. Russia is considered on the border of West and East, of Europe and Asia. Kind of in that large swath. So I'm going to erase this map now, and the next lesson we're going to focus on Russia. See you in a minute.